All right, guys, Randall here from BragginRights Precision. Hope you're having a blessed and wonderful day at SHOT Show 2025, day 4. So I'm here with my good friend, Steve from the Rifle Specialist. Man, he's got some great products to show off, a lot of new ones, and he's going to be showing you his new bolt action competition rifle series. And man, you guys are going to love these things. So I'm going to switch to a gimbal, and we're going to go around. He's going to talk about all these great products. So, awesome. Steve, I'm just ecstatic and ready to try a couple of your new barrels as well. So,
well, we're going to do it.
All right.
Thank you. Welcome to the Rifle Specialist. We're a manufacturer of bolt action and tactical AR-15s. We make a full line of ARs. This is our 18th year manufacturing them. We make everything from little pistols and SBRs up to heavier long-range rifles. This one right here, we call this the Echo Quiet Rifle. It's a 300 blackout, the can inside the handguard. I'm just going to use it as an example for a moment to tell you why it is you would want our AR over another. Because everybody makes a mil-spec AR. They all seem the same from a distance, but they're not. So inside this, you're going to find nothing strange. This one is a little more fun than others. It does have a sear, but what's important about it is there's no screw in there, there's no AccuEdge, there's no module to make it tighter. Instead, it's just machined right. That's why you can't wobble these. And in a few minutes, I'll ask Randall to do the same thing. So it's just an objective opinion. But we make a tighter fit, which makes it more accurate mil-spec AR. And so, in the end, what you get is something that's compatible with every part out there, all the third-party stuff, if you like other triggers, if you like other things to go on the rails, but it's just a tighter, more precise weapon. It's also lighter. Another reason I need to hand it to Randall later, because the reaction on his face will count. So I'm going to show you one more thing over here in the tactical weapons. I'm going to slide on over this way. We have left eject available in every version of our ARs. With short notice, just a few weeks, anything you see in our lineup can be available with left eject. You don't have to pick the one thing sitting on the shelf, the one lefty gun that somebody has around. Everything we manufacture is available that way. So you don't have to leave out 10% of our population. So let's see, we've got MOE style, we've got SBR, we offer a rail gas block, we have traditional service rifles. Now I'm going to teach you about the long range edition, the Omega. So you can see I have a giant picture because I like it an awful lot. The Omega rifle is our long-range edition in the gas gun. It's a 5.56 designed for a 77 grain Berger projectile that you can buy still preloaded in a box. You don't have to hand load for this gun. Obviously, hand loading can increase your accuracy, but this gun was designed with a shooter in mind who can buy factory ammunition and shoot long range. At out to 800 yards, this gun will still say sub-MOA in a 5.56 cartridge. We've got a few add-ons here that I do want to draw your attention to. One of them is the adjustable bag rider. Just like you're going to see on all of the competition long-range bolt-action rifles, we have a version that will actually fit on here. You see how fine the adjustment is? It allows you to be on a bag, gliding the groove, and have the tiniest amount of adjustment to your elevation. Another option I want to show you, let me just adjust the tripod here, get this around to you. Whoop. You're going to see this grip. So this grip, just like a competition bolt-action rifle, has a thumb shelf over here, meant to correct your position so that, again, you can glide on a bag for long-range shooting. Because if your hand is around the back here, now you're a part of the problem, you're in the way. So you can put your thumb here and have your hand in the correct position for long-range shooting. Lock that back up.
And I can attest to both of those products, guys, because I own both of them. I actually own the Omega.
He does. He got one last year, and I can't wait until he shows all of you how it shoots.
You'll also see coming very soon.
Yeah, you'll also see up front here, I've added a bipod with skis because, again, the whole idea is glide. So skis in the front, bag rider in the back, and you can glide in a perfectly straight line. And as you train with it, and you get used to the thumb rest and the skis and the glide, you start to treat this more like a long-range precision bolt-action rifle than even a gas gun. We've also put in the back end of these the JP hydraulic buffer, which slows down that kick and takes away some of the recoil, so that when you're shooting this, the follow-up shots will stay closer on target because you're not jumping from the kick of the bolt recycling. So now this year, I want to show you our newest addition, which is the Omega ELR. So this is just like the other gun. What's different here is going to be the barrel. So that barrel was designed for standard chambering in the 77 grain Berger. It takes all other regular ammunition meant for the 5.56, whereas this gun, while it still will fire regular projectiles, is designed for the hand loader in mind. It's a Bart line barrel. It's a slightly different twist. That was a 1-8 over there. This is a 7 3/4 twist. It's a 24-inch barrel. What's unique here is the chambering itself. It's a longer throated reamer, allowing you to get both the 80.5 and the 85 grain Bergers in there and sink them long, like a competitive shooter. Now that becomes a single feed. You can't quite get that into your magazine. But the idea is now you can take this gun instead of 800 yards. This is a 1,000, 1,200, 14, 16, even 2,000 yard 5.56 rifle. And don't take my word for it. We have a couple of shooters coming soon. We're going to show you they can do it. Possibly Randall.
I can already tell you that without that barrel, I can already hit out MOA at 1,000.
Excellent news.
I can hit steel at 1,000 easily, PRS.
Well, this upgrade here, I want to see if we can get you out to 2. And the last thing I do want to mention, because I didn't show you on the other rifle, is we offer as a standard on the Omega series. On the bottom here, you'll see we've added ARCA. This is KDX's ARCA lock system. It's fully compatible with the one from Area 419 as well. And so I can just pop this sucker off the tripod like so. It means I can also lock my bipod in, and you see the pins? So this is KDX's system, but I offer it on all my guns. The idea is those pins catch these notches and absorb recoil. So unlike some ARCA that slides under recoil, not so much in the 5.56, but in the bigger calibers I'm going to be showing you next, this won't slide because the pins are going to catch your recoil. Nice. I'm going to pop this back on here, and I'm going to introduce you to our bolt guns. New for 2025. We've been building bolt guns for a lot of years, but as a side, because we never had our own receiver. Now we do. We have the Rifle Specialist Action. It's called the Delta. The Delta line is our step up in both short action and long action in the bolt action lineup. They're made for us by Bat Machine. Find their logo right here. And everybody pretty much knows who Bat is. They hold all of the competition records. Everybody out there looking for long-range precision already knows Bat Machine makes an excellent product. The only reason we needed to make something different is because there wasn't one already in their lineup that fit into the KDX chassis. So we've made a few modifications that they've done for us. They've been kind enough to brand it for me. And so now there's a Rifle Specialist long and short action. Uses Bat's modular 2-lug bolt, the modular system with the changeable bolt heads. You can see the fitting right there. We go ahead and laser onto the back of the bolt handle. Oh, not on that one. This is the sample. That was a bad one. We go ahead and laser onto the back of the bolt handle when we chamber a gun, the serial number that matches, so you know which one your bolt belongs in. At the same time, we do this on the shoulder of all the bolt action barrels. So that way, for the competitors who do change their own barrels and do their own work, they know what belongs where, because they've been head spaced very tight. We certainly don't want to end up with the wrong one attached. This one's a sample, so we haven't actually lasered anything because, as you can see, this barrel's not actually attached. We've been using it so we can show people the work on our tenon. So we offer in our long and short actions the full range of calibers, as small as 22 ARC up to and including 338. All of the 338s, Lapua Magnum, Norma Magnum, as well as Enabler. I happen to be a fan of applied ballistics, so we offer 338 Enabler. Okay, so I want to show you a few things we offer here. We've got a few neat guns to show you today. This, same action, Same Bartline barrel. I don't know if I mentioned it, but all of our barrels are Bartline. This is a 300 blackout. It's sub MOA at 300 yards, which is about the end of the ballistics with the 300 blackout cartridge. Comes in this little KDEX dual strike chassis. Folds up into a tiny little fella. You can just pop into your backpack. And as you can see, I'm holding it with 2 fingers. It's really not that heavy. I'll let Randall be my tester later for the weight of things, but I'm not that strong, trust me. It's pretty light. So, next up, if I put this back on here, next up, I'm going to show you a regular 308. It's a 1 in 10 Bartline barrel. It's in what they call the Strike Pro chassis. Still folds. The nice thing about KDEX chassis, when they're open, they're rigid. It's not like because it has a hinge, you have to worry about it. Still has the Arc-A-Lock system. This one is built in on the Strike Pro, so you can pop your bipod right on here. There's a light version and a heavy version of these bipods. We offer them ourselves because we're a KDEX direct distributor. So anything you see from the KDEX line is available for these rifles. They're not only available in KDEX chassis, they happen to be our choice, but because we've made a true Remington 700 footprint action, you can still put this into your chassis or stock of choice. This just happens to be our standard lineup. There's no bolts in some of these because of SHOT Show rules. Over here, we've got a 300 PRC. Again, you'll find the adjustable bag rider. You'll find the same grip that we talked about with the palm shelf on the other side. We've been kind enough to put our logo into them. And the Arca rail. In the case of this dual strike chassis, there's an additional spot of Arca here. That's meant for you to be able to put it onto the tripod because it puts it at the correct center of gravity. Again, this is a Bartline barrel. And in this one, we've done the Area 419 Hellfire brake. That's one of our standard brake offerings, but compatible with anything that you like. Then I'm going to bring you over here to my big fella. So this is our 300 Norma Magnum. It's my personal favorite caliber, so it's where I started out. You're going to find, once again, the dual strike chassis and the adjustable bag rider. We've done the same thing with the grip, with the thumb rest. And this is the one that I'm going to have Randall play with a little bit, because I'd like him to tell you how it feels, how the lugs lock up, how the trigger feels. The accessories on here were mostly basically to bring all of you in and make you want to look closer, because it's a lot of fun. So let's come on over here and let you play with some guns.
All right, guys. We're going to get my personal hands on a few things and walk through some things, and let's see what we've got.
All right, so first, I figured while we're in the bolt action, might as well stay here for a second. I just wanted to feel the lock up of the lugs, the bolt, and go ahead and pull the trigger. See how you like it.
Wow. That is crazy smooth. Yes, sir.
Now that you know, give it another shot.
You better be ready for it.
Yeah, and that is why we've kept the functional Remington 700 safety.
Right.
Because it's 1.8 pounds, or excuse me, 1.8 ounces that we've set it to.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Next one I'd like to show you is actually the trigger and the slide inside of our Omega ELR.
Okay. All right, Steve. So let's go over the differences between the Omega that I already have for the PRS and your new ELR version.
All righty. So we talked about the barrel already. The other significant change is a lot of people were asking for a single stage trigger. We have a 2-stage Geisley Super Semi-Auto Enhanced in the original Omega. That's still, of course, an option, but for the people who want the single stage trigger, we've put a Trigger Tech in here, a Trigger Tech Diamond, set at 3.5 pounds fixed. So go ahead and charge and pull that trigger for me and see how you like it.
Oh, very nice.
So it's set a little heavier than it is in the bolt action, because being a semi-auto gun, we don't want it to actually end up double tapping on you. So this is a nice safe pull that's consistent and repeatable. That's what we're going after.
All right, show us what you got. You told me you were going to hand me a few rifles and
Yep.
let me check the weights.
So this is our 300 Blackout Echo Quiet Rifle, the EQR. Now, I talked to you about it already. I just wanted somebody else to give you their reaction to the weight. It's lighter than you think it is.
Yeah.
And when I say that, every time I tell it to somebody, they still get surprised.
Well, last year you surprised me, but it was a different rifle, so, and that one's no disappointment whatsoever.
We just take out the material you don't need, but we keep in everything to keep it as rigid as it needs to be. And go ahead and show them as well the lack of wobble between the upper and lower, that mating surface we were talking about earlier. So he's trying to wobble it, not just the guy who's trying to sell it to you.
Yeah, my hands are wobbling, not the upper or the lower together. Wow.
And the thing is, this isn't unique to this one gun, and it's not just the ones here on display, but it's the situation for all of our rifles, large and small. We use the same receiver mating for our Omega ELR that we do for our smallest short-barreled rifle and for our service rifle.
My Omega, the machining on that thing is no disappointment whatsoever.
Glad to hear it.
It is beautifully tight.
And the thing is, even though I realized I sent it to somebody who does reviews, it was on the rack. I didn't make a special one for a review. I try not to ever do that kind of thing because I want everybody to know that the fit, the finish, the end result will be exactly what he's showing you and what I ship every single customer, whether it's law enforcement or just a weekend shooter.
And I'll be continuing this review on it in short time. So you guys are going to follow it with me because I promise you everything this man has stood here and told you, everything is matched up to what I've done so far in testing this rifle.
I appreciate it. I'm going to show you one last thing. Don't even have to move your camera. I'll bring it into it.
All right.
So I showed you earlier this other little tiny fella here with the 300 Blackout. So I just want you to see for a bolt action rifle how light this can be.
Yeah.
Obviously it weighs more than the AR.
Well, yeah, but wow.
But yeah. So there's a Bartline barrel in every one of these. So you already have weight coming from that. You have the bolt action and you have the chassis. But they still don't have to weigh a ton. In fact, I'll trade you this one
this thing
for
is
308. So, I mean, we know that's a little fella. But here's a 308 in a full size 20-inch. This is a 26-inch barrel. See?
I like the weight on that.
This is the battle-worn finish.
Which is very sexy. Be interested to get this on a bench and see how it does with the muzzle rise versus having to weight it.
So I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. I'm going to show you one more thing.
It's trying to feel the balance on it, but it's got a pretty,
I got you.
Yeah, pretty decent balance.
Not for weight purposes, but this is the Stormtrooper in Battle Worn. We offer it with and without Battle Worn. But everything in the entire KDEX chassis lineup is available. And the one distinction to our bolt actions, unlike a lot of custom gun shops, we're not trying to offer you a gun that you have to wait 18 months for because they're going to order an action and get you your own barrel blank and turn it just for you. We're going to actually have barreled actions on the shelf in most of the major calibers. So all you really have to do is pick your chassis and your trigger, make some decisions, but it's a gun you can have this season. So when you decide you want to shoot it, whether it's for hunting, personal sport, or competing, you're not going to be worried about a year and a half from now when you can finally go get the gun. It's going to be something you can attain in the near term. That's the biggest thing that I'm trying to do here by standardizing this. Yeah.
And guys, I want to make one thing clear. Now, Steve was just talking about a review gun. I didn't actually get the gun for free. I just want to make sure you guys understand
that. Nope, you bought it from me.
I actually did buy it, but I bought it to review it. So I don't want you guys to think that anything is skewed. So I'm going to give you some great feedback on it that's going to be very honest. So just wanted to clear that up was all.
Yeah, I was just excited he wanted one.
I have so far just thoroughly enjoyed it. Got a little bit behind on it. You know, I had some health issues, as some of you know. Got all that straightened out, so I'm back on track, man.
Terrific. Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
I look forward to seeing how you do in your journey with it.
Me as well. I'm excited. So
thank you so much.
All right, guys, Steve's got one last thing that he would like to show you, and these are included with some of his rifles. I'm going to let him explain which ones and why.
So we've got these cloth bags here. They're actually quite thick and they're silicone lined. They come from a company called Bore Stores, which have been kind enough to brand this line for us. You'll notice they're the right size for the ARs. So they're available for all of our standard length ARs, and they come included with the Omega and the Omega ELR. We've got even longer ones for the bolt guns. And so all of these now come in this bag, and the bolt guns also come in a heavier bag outside of that, a full-size gun case. So I just wanted to introduce you to this product because I've been using them for years for my own guns. See how thick they are? They're great because if you have a safe and you want to put a lot of guns in it, they bang against each other. But if you put them in these bags, you can press them up against each other, you get a lot of space. Like I said, it's not something I'm trying to sell. It's just something we're adding, get a little extra value with our product.
Yeah, and as stated, my Omega came wrapped in one.
Yep. Anyway, Bore Stores, they sell them online. So if you want one and you're not buying one of my guns, we'll shout out for them.
Ah, phenomenal. All right, well, guys, this is it for the Rifle Specialist today, and also the Bag Rider products that you've seen on part of the video as well. And we're going to continue to cover some things for these guys, and hopefully I think I've got Steve here talked into doing a podcast with us.
It could happen.
I think we're going to get you a little less camera shy and get you on there.
Thank you very much.
Oh, absolutely.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you all.